thank you for being here this morning. We're happy you are here. And shout out to Douglas Fir out there. Give Douglas Fir a round of applause. Incognito is an orange tree. Don't tell him that orange tree's around. But he's here, so that's exciting. And who's enjoying the Disney Springs Flavors of Florida presented by Corpsico? It's a lot of fun this year. There's some new things, there's a lot of new offerings for food. There's also a locally brewed Pilsner exclusively for Disney Springs, orange flavored, and also they have what's called the Discover the Springs. It's a seek and find that features a very famous character that was exclusively designed for Florida, exclusively designed for Walt Disney World. That is the orange bird, always friendly orange bird. So you can learn a lot about Disney Springs in that brand new seek and find. Now we got a few minutes, so of course it's Disney, so I'd like to do a little trivia question for everyone out there. Today our culinary series will be presenting a type of sandwich. So right now I would like to talk about a very famous sandwich in Florida. It was introduced in the early 1900s. That is the Cuban sandwich, right? And authentic, you know what you need for a Cuban sandwich, right? You need ham, you need pork, you need Swiss cheese, you need yellow mustard, pickles on Cuban bread, pressed so it's crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. So the trivia question is, what two Florida cities have a rivalry for the best Cuban sandwich in Florida? Give me the first one. Tampa and Miami. You are correct. It is Tampa and Miami. Who thinks it's Tampa? Wow. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Who thinks it's Miami? Oh, right. That's very good. Okay. So, once again, we're getting ready to kick things off. So, as you come on in, welcome again. My name is Mark. I'll be your host. And this is the Disney Springs Flavors of Florida Culinary Series hosted by Kroger Delivery. Fresh for everyone. So right now, I have a Kroger Delivery trivia question for you. Kroger Delivery keeps all chilled items at the proper temperature from the supplier to your door. What temperature range, what is it that Kroger Delivery keeps chilled items at? Is it, degrees-wise, 18 to 24, 28 to 34, or 38 to 44? 38 to 44. 38 to 34, 44? It is actually 28 to 34 degrees. There you go. Yes, indeed. Now, they did that. It's not new. Back in 1842, you know how they delivered cold foods? On train cars, and they did it in winter. And then, in the 1910s, they had trucks with ice, and now we have Kroger with optimized delivery, keeping food. They can keep up to 20 orders perfect from you, from their store to your door. It's fantastic. So now, it's time for us to kick things off. So once again, if you're just joining us, welcome to the Disney Springs Flavors of Florida Culinary Series, hosted by Kroger Delivery. My name is Mark, and I will be your host for this tasty experience. Now through August 11th, we invite you to try all of the flavors of Florida here at Disney Springs with over 40 locations, including today's featured location, and that is Eat by Maneet Chauhan. Eat features authentic Indian cuisine created by celebrity chef Maneet Chauhan. And today we're excited to have two members of Eat to share their expertise with us. And of course, our celebrity chef. But first, I would like to introduce a person who has over 20 years of experience and joined Eat by Maneet Chauhan in 2023 as general manager to support the opening team, infusing the restaurant with his warm and generous hospitality. Please welcome General Manager Paul Detloff. Come on in, I got some shade for you right over here if you're wondering. Welcome, Paul. Glad you can join us today. And now I would like to introduce our chef today. It's a leading American Indian chef, co-founder of Morph Hospitality Group in Nashville. She has two critically acclaimed cookbooks, Flavors of My World and Chat, the best recipes from the kitchen, markets, and railways of India. She is a judge on Chopped and competes at the highest level on shows like Guy Fieri's Tournament of Champions, where she was the first ever two-time champion, winning in 2001 and 2024. Put your hands together for the visionary behind you, James Beard award-winning chef. It's not that author, restaurateur, and Food Network personality Maneet Chauhan. I gotta give you your credit.
Talk about making the entrance too quick, right?
Yeah, right.
I couldn't wait. So excited.
Well, it is exciting to be here, and you know what? I had the honor of interviewing you at your first visit to Walt Disney World back in the Food and Wine Festival. You remember that?
I do.
Yes, indeed. It was the
so fun.
Yeah, it was the Rockin' Burger Block Party Bash, and you made something amazing. I don't like mushrooms, and you made a chicken mushroom burger. Wow.
Oh, that was so good.
It was
yes.
exciting. Yes, indeed. So tell us a little bit about eating your inspiration for this restaurant.
Okay, before we get started, we are in Disney Springs, so get into it.
Get into it. You're getting into it.
I know. So Eat is a modern Indian quick service restaurant. It's right around the corner over there, and if you guys haven't stopped by, please do. We would love to see you over there. So it is a combination of my favorite flavors. Growing up in India, the little bit of spice that we used to constantly be playing around with the best of what America has to offer. So that is, I mean, think of chicken tikka masala poutine or chicken tikka masala pizza. What else, Bob? Like, what's your favorite on the menu?
I mean, obviously the poutine is my favorite. I mean, I eat way too much of it.
There's never, that's a myth. There's never anything like too much poutine.
There's never anything
Yes.
like too much. You
Yes.
heard it here first. Now, Paul, I want to talk to you really quick. How is Eat actually embracing and celebrating flavors of Florida this year?
Oh, I mean, that's just, I mean, one, we're just excited to be in Disney Springs to begin with. And we went and used a lot of local ingredients. You know, all of our vegetables are grown here in Florida that we're using for the menu. And, you know, I think that's just it for us. It's just try to use anything that we can in Florida to make our dish and embrace flavors of Florida.
And I think that's very important. Now, you're a person that wears many hats. I hear you're a bit of a mixologist as well as Eat, right?
Yes, he
Yes.
is.
All right, tell us about that. What is your favorite? How did you get into that? What's your favorite cocktail?
I mean, I was kind of thrown into it. You know, as someone who enjoys cocktails, you know, every so often, now I actually get to drink for my job. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Now, Chef Maneet, I gave you a big introduction, right? You're an author. You're a James Beard award-winning chef. You're a restaurateur. When you're not winning and working, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Visit the Disney parks.
There it is.
Yes, that's what we were doing yesterday with the kids. It was so amazing.
Yeah.
Just to have fun.
Okay, we got 4 different parks here, right? We
Yes.
got Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Don't ask me
We
that.
got, okay, we got Epcot.
Don't ask me that.
We got Magic Kingdom.
I love
We
everyone.
got Disney's Hollywood Studios.
I will say one park and somebody will say, what? You don't like this park? I like all
You like,
all
you're
parks.
going for
all
it.
parks.
All parks.
Yes.
Oh, even the water parks.
Even the water parks.
Okay, got
Any
it.
park.
All right,
Yes.
all right. I won't hold your feet to the flames, okay? Fantastic. Now, before we even go any further, I would like to bring someone else out that's here to help you. So he is the culinary manager at Eat. He was born in Puerto Rico, and he's worked in leadership roles at Hilton, Marriott, and other prestigious establishments before becoming part of the opening team here at Eat. And he's known for creating delicious desserts. Please welcome culinary manager all the way from Puerto Rico, Miguel Torres. Welcome, Miguel. How you doing today? You good? Fantastic. All right, perfect. All right, Miguel, you can say hi to everyone. We'll turn make sure that's on right there. Perfect. How we doing? Everything good? All right, so I will now send you to do what you do best, okay? So perfect. So tell us, what are we making today?
So we are going to be making a local Florida rock shrimp sloppy chow. And it's got some incredible navel oranges, pico de gallo, some red cabbage slaw, chickpea pearls, like everything delicious and crunchy. And you guys will get to taste that in a few. So,
right.
Shall we get started?
I say we get started.
Let's do that.
Thank you very much.
Okay, how many of you have been to Eat? Okay, the rest of you, after having a bite of this, I promise you I will get to see you over there. Okay, so the most important thing to do is trying to figure out how to put the stove on, right? You think I'm in all of these competitions and winning all of these competitions? I can't tell you the number of times I've started a demo and I'm like, how do you put this on? So Miguel, I guess this is where you're going to be helping me, right? Okay, so this Sloppy Joe is absolutely delicious. It's got all of these different flavors and spices and textures, and that is what makes this so amazing. So we have some incredible Florida rock shrimp right over here, and we are going to be making this in a bhuna sauce. Now bhuna is a tomato sauce, and the local tomatoes that you get over here in Florida are absolutely amazing. I mean, the sun over here adds so much of flavor to all the produce that it makes it so fun. Okay, so I know it is so hot over here, and it takes all your effort to go ahead and put these gloves on.
Put those gloves on.
I know. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to be sauteing our rock shrimp along with a bhuna sauce. Now this is the bhuna sauce right over here. It has tomatoes and it's got spices in it. So one of the spices that we use a lot of is turmeric. Turmeric, this beautiful golden spice, it not only adds this gorgeous yellow color to any dish, it also adds this amazing amount of brightness and citrus to it, which works great with the citrus from Florida. The other two spices that I am going to be adding right over here, this is a bhuna spice. It's a blend of coriander, cumin, fenugreek, cardamom, so everything, all of the beautiful spices that is right over here, we make that in-house. And right over here we have our Indian version of a curry spice, right? Traditionally in Indian cooking there's nothing known as curry powder, but this is the closest to what everybody thinks curry powder is. It does have turmeric in it, but it also has ground rice, which gives it that little bit of that lusciousness when you bite into a dish.
Wow.
So this is it. So we start off with some oil right over here. Miguel, make sure that you don't burn it, okay? Because if it gets burnt, you burnt it, I know. If it's delicious, then I'm just kidding. Which is pretty much what happens over here. So we go ahead and so whenever I'm talking about cooking, it's such a sensory experience, right? You've got to smell it, you've got to hear it, you've got to taste it. It's a combination of everything. And to me, it's the spices, the ingredients need to dance. Only then it's a happy dish. Okay, so right over here, we go ahead and put the spices. Some turmeric, some bhuna masala, and the curry spice.
Chef, do you have a favorite spice in this right here?
That's like asking who my favorite kid is. Guys, I love both of you equally, okay? Just to let you know.
She says not true. She says not true.
But you know what? I think spices play such an important role in this. There are some sweet spices, there are some hot spices, there are some grassy spices. So I think just using all of the spices in a perfect balance is when you get the perfect bite. And I think that's why. So I think all spices are created equal. Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, look at how gorgeous this looks, guys.
It's amazing.
Right?
Smells amazing as well. Like you said, it's a full sensory experience.
And you need to, like, I always say that even when you're eating with your eyes first. If you look at something and you're like, I need to sink my teeth into this, then you are doing something right. Okay. Oh, this is so good. So in this now we're going to go ahead and add some bhuna sauce. Now this bhuna sauce does take a very long time to cook. It is what you have to do, especially when it comes to Indian spices and Indian flavors, is because we are using so many spices, you need to let the spices cook out. Like a lot of people tell me, oh, I don't like spice. That's why the reason is because you've had raw spices, right? When you cook up the spices, they work beautifully. It's like a beautiful marriage when all the spices come together. And that's what we are doing. So with the bhuna sauce, that takes at least 6 to 7 hours to cook, because you want the tomatoes and the onions and the ginger and the garlic to work along with the spices. That's when you get the best flavor ever.
And I know some recipes call for when you cook it, you chill it, and then you cook it again. Is that something you do with this as well?
So the one thing about Indian sauces is that the longer you let it sit, like if you guys have ever taken Indian food to go, right? It tastes great at the restaurant, but the next day it tastes even better. That is the trick of, so whenever we are going to an Indian restaurant, we just go ahead and order enough, right? So that it lasts for the next couple of days. Okay, so one of the slaws that we are going to be serving on the sloppy joe is going to be this cabbage slaw. Some red cabbage right over here, and we're going to go ahead and cut this into juliennes. So juliennes are really, really thin slices right over here. So this is almost like a pickle, and we are going to be marinating this in a Indian garlic pickle. So right over here. How does that look? Oh, that looks so good. Almost done, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the garlic pickle right over here. Now, Indian pickles are completely different from the usual pickles that we're used to over here, the dill pickles, etc. Indian pickles are pickled in spices. So as you can see, there is a lot of garlic, there is coriander, there is cumin. Now, these are the flavors which really work very well together. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this. Now, whenever you're creating a dish, right, especially, sloppy joe, how many of you think that sloppy joe is a sandwich? Right? It is a sandwich. Now, the trick of a good sandwich is to make sure that the proportions of everything is absolutely perfect, right? So the proportions over here is the amount of bread, the amount of filling, the amount of topping that goes on top of it, the crunch. So think about it when you take one bite. Is it a memorable bite? That's all that we are looking for. Okay.
Because if you have too much proportions on a sandwich, it can turn into an open-faced sandwich.
Exactly. And then it will be really sloppy. Yes, and you really don't want it really sloppy.
This is a handheld device.
It is a handheld device, exactly.
Now, Chef, this is very colorful. Is that also, you put that into it as well? Like you said, it's also, you want to look at it as well. Is that purposeful to give it this much color?
Absolutely. As I was saying, you eat with your eyes first. So when you see something and it is nice and colorful, that is pretty much what you're looking for. The dish needs to invite you. Like, please, come, eat me. This is delicious. Okay, so right over here, we have a really fun ingredient. It is called, these are pudi or chickpea pearls. Now, chickpea pearls are, it's a chickpea flour or basin, which is made into a really thin batter, and then you literally drop it in the oil as raindrops.
Okay,
and
so
then they fry, and it is like, it's absolutely delicious, adds so much of texture to it. And you know what goes great with this sloppy joe? An incredible cocktail that has been created by Bob. And I've got to tell you that we as a team at Eat very selflessly spend a lot of time trying all the drinks that Paul makes. We take one for the team, right, Paul?
Oh, absolutely.
We do that.
Yes, you do.
Tell us about the cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So, going with flavors of Florida, I wanted something that kind of kept that. Florida's orange, right?
Yeah.
Oranges, that's our big thing. So I thought, what is a good summer treat? Creamsicles. Everyone loves those, right? Especially when you were a kid. I was like, why don't we adult it up a little bit and have it so you're drinking a creamsicle?
Okay.
So with I played around with a few different ingredients, and then I found like an orange base that had a nice cream flavor to it, and then added tried multiple different liquors until I found the one that tasted just right, which was a whipped cream vodka. So you add that together, and then I thought, what better way to top it than an actual creamsicle with it?
Oh, wow.
So you get a whole ice cream with your drink.
Oh, and that must look definitely fun.
Oh, it looks fun. It's fun to drink. I mean, I had to sample quite a bit of them, so.
All right, I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
Awesome. So next what we are going to do is we're going to take some bread and put some garlic butter on it. Again, when you are making dishes, make sure that it is layers and layers and layers and layers of flavors, because that's the time when it becomes a memorable dish. Now, I always tell people that I can easily go ahead and give as many recipe ideas as possible. I can go ahead and tell you how to make this, and it will be a delicious dish. But when you're making it, put your own story on it. If there is something that you've had a slaw with mango in it, go ahead, put your own signature in it, and that is the time when you take a delicious dish and make it into a memorable, unforgettable dish. So now I'm going to go ahead and roast this. And then over here I have a pico de gallo. So we have some local tomatoes, there is some jalapenos, some radish, some onions. I'm going to put some cilantro in it and some orange juice. So right over here. Again, as you can see, there is a little bit of spice which is happening in the shrimp right over here. There is a little bit of spice which is happening in the slaw over here. So we're going to get a little bit of sweetness with the oranges. So right over here, go ahead and chop some cilantro.
Now, Chef, I want to point something out as well. Because it is flavors of Florida, those tomatoes actually come from the Everglades.
Yes, they do.
Yes. And is it something, why did you choose these?
Because it does have, it has this juiciness, it also has this natural saline quality, like that salty quality to it, which I think you don't find in tomatoes which are not from the Everglades.
Right.
So I think that's what makes it so amazing and fun. And for some reason, it also works so well with the local navel oranges. Just that tomato and orange combination. I actually, when I come here, I get just slices of the tomato, put a little bit of salt in it, squeeze some oranges, and that's all that I want. And it is so good. So right over here, we have some oranges. Now, if you want to make it fancy, you can go ahead and put some orange zest in it, which adds a little bit of the bitterness. So right over here, we go ahead and mix this, and then we go ahead and start assembling the sandwich. Right? So the bundis are right over here. So when you guys are going to taste this, there will be bundi at the bottom. Take some and put it right on top because you want that texture.
Okay, got it.
So now we'll go ahead and load this up.
That looks amazing, Chef.
Isn't that amazing? Good? More?
More. Yeah,
More.
more. Yeah.
More. Yes. More is always good when it comes to rock shrimp. Right? Over here, next I'm going to go ahead and put the slaw right on top. Now this slaw, you can make this and leave it in the refrigerator, lasts for a week. And the longer you leave it, it almost has that kimchi quality to it, right? The longer you leave it, it makes it a little bit crunchier, it makes it a little bit chewier, which makes it so fun. Some pico de gallo right over here. And as I was saying, the bundi goes, not only does it look absolutely amazing, but it's delicious.
Look at that.
I'm leaving some bundi for all the birds who were coming and helping themselves.
I think they knew they were coming
They
in,
were like,
Chef.
this is it, we need some spice in our life.
Wow, look at that.
And that is it. It's
Chef, I want to ask you one important question, because this is a lot of different flavors, like you said, Indian infused flavors with flavors from Florida. What would you tell someone who has never made an Indian dish before that wants to start?
I think one of the biggest things when you are starting Indian food is don't be afraid. I think what we've done is we've done a very good job of intimidating everybody that Indian food is difficult to make.
Right.
That's what we've done, right? I think one of the best things is start off simple, right? You can just do some grilled chicken, put a little bit. Now this is a secret that I'm going to give you when you are making meats. It can be steak, it can be chicken, it can be seafood, whatever is your favorite protein. Make some ginger garlic paste. So fresh ginger and fresh garlic, equal quantities. Make a paste of that, a little bit of oil, salt, pepper, And if you could get some Indian spice like garam masala, which is available, like it's available in our local Kroger, right? Just put a little bit of that in it, leave it overnight, and then grill it. That is the flavor bomb that you're looking for. It is absolutely delicious. So start off with something as simple as that. Even turmeric that I was using, I make omelets with a little bit of turmeric in it, right? That's all that I add to it with salt, pepper, maybe a little bit of butter. So delicious.
Well, thank you very much, Chef. Now, Chef, I want to say thank you to Miguel. And General Manager Paul, I just want to tell us the hours of Eat again.
Our hours are 11 to 11 every day.
Got it.
We also run happy hour between 2 and 5 with half off all of our cocktails, beers, wines. And then
that happy hour makes everything very, very happy. Yes.
And whimsical hours.
It is called whimsical hour.
Yes.
And because it was so popular and made everyone so happy, we also brought it back at 9 to 11 every night as well.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you very much for being here. And thank you to our James Beard award-winning chef and author, Maneet Chauhan.
Thank you. I'm heading across to Eat right now. Please come over, say hello to me. I will be over there. If you want some books, there's going to be a book signing. But let's meet in the air-conditioned goodness of Eat rather than outside. So I would love to say hello to all of you at Eat right around the corner.
Thank you very much, Chef Maneet. All right. Don't forget to head on over to Eat. Now, thank you very much. We would like to also take a moment to thank our culinary sponsor for this series, that is Kroger Delivery, who makes home grocery deliveries very easy. I've been using the app. It's amazing. My fun thing is we have these recipes and you can order all of the ingredients delivered to your door. This week my wife did it and we had an amazing pumpkin fettuccine. It's good. I know what you're thinking, Mark. It ain't time for pumpkin yet, but it is in my house. So it's great. So take a look as they show you how they do it. Kroger Delivery.